From the Somewhere in Time release, that is Iron Maiden with Wasted Years. That one's going out to our good friend Sal's brother, Frank.
All right. Well, congratulations, Frank. You got your song played.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah.
Our good friend Ozzy Ace has been on a email tear this week, or actually in the last 48 hours. I'll bet you he sent me 12 different emails.
Oh my God. Can't you just block them?
Well, here's the funny thing is every time I get an email from him, it's from a different email address. It's like he's got like 4 different email addresses, and he'll email me, and then like 10 minutes later, there'll be another email about something else, but it's from a totally different address. And it's like, how many addresses do you have working at the same time?
It's like me with phone numbers.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Well, that sort of fits Ozzy now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Yeah, he's a different one. So I have not listened to this, so I don't even know what to expect.
Okay.
But he sent me this thing. He said, "Hey, Neeley, listen to this bumper for a radio show here down under every Wednesday night. And I listened to the show prior, but you are going to get a good laugh out of this and may have a keeper of a line in here also for the CMS."
All right.
So I don't know what this is. I just downloaded. I have not listened to it. So let's see what Aussie radio is like.
Okay.
Here we go.
I feel now like a person who wakes after a healthy, restoring peace. I have a feeling of rejuvenation and efficiency. I feel light. I feel well.
Queer, queer. How come these faggots always have to rub it in your face?
I'm Moses and the parting of the red cheeks.
How can they be so shameless?
Homosexuality, including explicitly homosexual sexual conduct, is not only not immoral or sinful or wrong or undesirable, but is affirmatively moral and virtuous and right and desirable.
Hi, little fella. How are you doing today?
Oh, what the hell is this?
This shit.
This is on radio?
I got a feeling it's internet radio.
He says it's down under. I don't know. So he listens to it on the radio on Wednesday. I don't know what that means, but all right. There's.
Why don't you listen to it?
Yeah, here we go.
Bender, Pufter, Knopfschneider. We're all big gay friends. Come on in, little fellow. Nobody will ever oppress you here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Brisbane's Queer Radio.
Queer.
Queer. Portugal's ZF 102.1.
Wowie, it's that time again. Queer Radio, of course. I'm Liam Graham, back as I occasionally am to do the show.
Nice to have you back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm joined by some wonderful compadres, some friends. Paolo, of course, first.
Yeah. Back in the back door.
Thanks. Yes, I'm fine. Hey guys, good night. It's been a great week and a great night for me.
Listen to these fucking queer cunts.
Oh, that's more than I could take.
Oof, that's not regular radio. No way.
It can't be.
No way.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That's almost as bad as that one. What was that one show where the guys, you brought the podcast to the show and there must have been 4 or 5 different guys on there all at the same time talking over each other?
I remember it, but I don't remember what it was called. It was so awful.
And remember that one show? What was that show out of like Denver or something? The one that they had Stephen Piercy on it?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I don't remember any of their names. I just know that was a terrible one, too.
Yeah.
We actually asked Piercy about that awful interview, didn't we?
Yeah. The only reason he came on was because of that one chick that was, what was she, like a psychic or a card reader?
Yeah, something.
She was like a fortune teller or something from Maryland or something. It was really weird. It was just like, what the fuck? And these guys had no idea who Piercy was or anything about his background. All they knew was Rat Round and Round, and didn't know anything about him. Didn't really have any good questions to ask because they knew nothing about Steven.
Yeah. So you were in Rat. Are you still?
So what was that like?
Was that fun?
It's just terrible.
Yeah. Somehow I'm not believing Ozzy at all. That just sounds fucking made up horse shit. That sounds like something on Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I was thinking Kay and Abby the whole time I was listening to that. Just bad production. Just a hodgepodge of shit thrown together.
Yeah, that's Blog Talk or something. That's not real radio.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yep, not good.
Nope, not at all.
Thanks a lot, Ozzy.
He was listening. He must have been listening to the show from last week because he's one of these guys who's got to put the whole subject line just up in the header.
Mm-hmm.
He's a character. I have never been able to figure him out yet.
Why do you try?
I don't.
Haven't you figured that out? They're all crazy.
Yeah, his messages are so cryptic.
Yeah.
I mean, he writes like he's writing in Morse code. It's just the weirdest goddamn thing.
Do 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 do. Do you got it, Neely?
Yeah, I got it. So he sends me an email. It's all up in the header. It's kind of like what Sal does.
Yeah.
Sal's like that too. He puts all his stuff up in the header.
Mm-hmm.
All I get is this email from Ozzy. It says, "Keep me one of those 25 shirts, you fucking nigger."
Gee,
that's all it said.
After that request, I'm sure you'll do so. The way he worded that.
Wow. Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Ozzy's a character.
Yeah, he is.
I haven't figured him out. He's an interesting one.
Yep.
All right. Well, you sent something over here. What I find funny is that this show seems to be the spark plug or the lightning rod for anything Eddie Trunk related.
Because we're the first ones to actually throw him under the bus for his I, me shit.
Or just call him out.
Yeah.
Our good friend Brian sent over pictures.
Okay.
He said that Eddie Trunk hosted the Exit 111 Festival this weekend in Manchester, Tennessee.
Okay.
He introduced, now this is a weird bill, he introduced Anthrax and Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Wow. What a show. Anthrax and Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Anthrax and Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Wow, that's quite the show there.
Yeah. He says, I forgot he is hosting. I was wearing my CMS shirt at the festival.
Yeah.
I just started laughing when he came out thinking about the show, calling him Eddie the Shriller. So he sends me these photos of Eddie up on stage introducing whoever it was he's introducing.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie. It's like, thanks for the photos, dude.
Yeah. Glad you saw those, aren't you?
Yeah. Pretty damn good. Eddie's looking old, man.
Well, that's what happens when your hairline starts pulling back to your ear line.
Yeah. You know who, and I'll get back to this in a second, since we were talking about documentaries earlier.
Yeah.
I watched another documentary today on YouTube. It's called Too Young to Die. It was about Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Okay.
And, you know, he died. I can't believe it was 2014 that he died already. It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
He was only 47.
Okay.
But looking at this guy, before he died, he looked like he was in his 60s.
Yeah, he looked like he rode a couple of twisters, didn't he?
He did. It was just like, man, I couldn't believe that. He goes, yeah, he died at 47 in 2014. I was just like, Jesus Christ, this guy looks like he's ancient.
Isn't he the one that spit out the dumbest line ever in a movie? That's the finger of God.
I don't remember if it was him or not. I just remember that was the Twister movie.
Yeah, it was Twister, and it was such a horrible line. Well, there's the irony. The finger of God was placed on him.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you do heroin and painkillers, I guess.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, but even they were showing him leaving like a theater where he was doing some, like Broadway style plays and shit.
Okay.
And people are outside, after the show's over, trying to get a picture or an autograph or something. Mm-hmm. And this guy comes shuffling out of this theater looking like he's like some kind of broken down old man. I mean, just shuffling along there like he could barely get to his car.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're only in your 40s, dude.
He's probably shooting up in the booth upstairs.
Yeah.
During the movie or whatever.
Oof. It's like, wow. I mean, great actor, because they did review a lot of his roles,
mm-hmm.
And he played a lot of diverse roles.
Yeah.
But boy, what a fucking way to go out. He just looked miserable.
Right.
It's like, how bad can life be? You've had a very successful career. You obviously made some money. You probably lived a better life than most, but you look like you're just like raked over the coals.
These guys can never walk away from it. When it's fucking with your brain, walk away. Just walk away from it.
Yeah.
That's really the thing. All these guys that commit suicide when they're 30 or whatever. You got $1 million in the bank, just 1 million. Forget having 20 or 30. If you have 1 million in the bank, walk away. Go fucking get yourself a little hut somewhere in Belize.
Yeah.
Grow a fucking beard, and nobody will know who you are. And don't do shows. Sit around, watch TV, swim, and fuck the natives. That's what you do. Jesus.
I don't know. It was interesting to say the least, but it was pretty depressing to see that. Yeah. And I was just like, wow.
Well, it happens far too often, actually.
Mm-hmm. I know it does. All right. Well, anyway, getting back to this thing you sent over about one of Eddie's callers.
Yeah.
Doesn't know who the lineup of UFO is.
This guy is a dope.
Well, aren't they all?
They really are. It's like his screener screens out all the smart people and just has dumb calls.
Well, I think that's the whole thing.
To make Eddie look smarter.
That's exactly it. I think the idea is, why would any smart person or who knows what's going on out there in the world, why would they even bother calling Eddie? Why?
That's a good point, but
so they have to put some dumb person on the phone that's just like totally unaware. And it makes Eddie look like he's a fucking genius.
I guess, but wait till you hear Ed. Ed even sounds annoyed by this one.
Well, why wouldn't he be?
Because if he's responsible for the stupidness, I guess you would think you wouldn't be so annoyed. But
right, but I think that's the whole thing. Is that I'm Eddie Trunk, and you're an idiot, and and again, it's almost like this. I want to chastise you because you're not as great as me.
Right.
It's a whole weird dynamic.
Wait till you hear this guy.
All right.
I wanted to punch him.
Of course. Now, let me ask you something. If say you were one of these people who called a show,
yeah,
would your call be interesting aside from just talking about factual shit, or you see, the thing is a guy like you or me could never call into an Eddie Trunk show.
No.
Because it wouldn't be interesting, because there would be really no way of making Eddie shine.
Well, and there's no conversation.
That's my point.
It's ask your stupid question and then, okay, thanks for the call, friend. Before you can actually say, well, wait a minute, Ed. Before you can engage him at all, it's like, oh, there's your question. Thank you, friend.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for your call.
Well, thanks for your call. Let me answer that now.
All right.
Let me pontificate and show you how smart I am.
All right, here we go.
Eric, you're our first caller. How are you?
Eddie Strong, how's it going, buddy?
Going great, man. What can I do for you tonight?
I just wondered if you knew anything that Phil Mogg is doing right now.
Well,
yeah, I guess the internet is not accessible to me, so I can't look that up on my own. I have to wait there that once a week where I can call in to Eddie and say, hey, what's Phil Mogg doing?
Thank God I've got the metal Bible on speed dial. Eddie Trunk.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, pal.
He's my friend on the radio.
What a ditch. Right from the start. If that guy called into us, we'd probably just hang up.
Yeah.
Just be like, all right, you're out.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Go back to smoking your weed.
Yeah, no kidding. Jesus.
UFO are on a farewell tour that's going to be kicking off here in America in a couple months, Eric.
Oh, cool. I'm a nut like you.
Oh, cool. I just smoked a bowl of rock and roll, man.
Dude, I got my cat high.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that guy?
Al went, I don't know what happened to Al. I loved Al.
Al was funny as fuck.
Stoner Al was the best.
Yeah, he was. Yep. Dude. Somehow, in between bong hits, I was able to dial the show. I'm a nut like you, man.
My mom caught me getting my cat high. The best call.
Yeah.
Maybe time.
What a goofball.
It was great.
Well,
I've never met anyone that likes UFO as much as you.
Well, I do, but Eric, if you're a nut like me, how would you, I'm just curious, how would you not know that UFO is doing all this stuff? Like, they've been on tour in Europe, they're playing in Europe right now. You do know that UFO has released records in the last 15 years, right?
Yeah, I just want to point out what a dumb fuck you are in front of my audience.
Right.
Let me hold you up here and chastise you in front of everyone. Let me strip you naked and and make fun.
Yeah, pal.
Of what a dumb fuck you are. How could you not know this?
Right.
Fake fan.
Big fan.
Yeah.
You do know the current lineup, right?
No, I don't know the current lineup right now.
Okay, well...
Well, let me educate you here, pal.
Eddie's head's about to explode.
Yeah, maybe we should send him some duct tape.
How could you not know the current lineup of UFO?
Yeah, you're not a nut like me.
Greatest band in the world. How do you not know this?
Yeah. What a fake.
He's way too nice. Wouldn't you just hang up and fucking move on?
Well, thing is Eddie's got a commercial gig, so he doesn't need any complaints to his sponsors. Eddie was mean to me.
Fuck that. Just play him the callback. I rest my case, Your Honor. Jesus, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric, for the call. I just... Deep breath. It was just our first caller. Anybody that's listened to me for any period of time knows why I'm taking a deep breath. Because there's no reason ever in today's world to say you're a fan of a band and not know what they're doing.
Yeah.
See?
Pal?
Deep breath. I can't say what I really think.
Hey, Eddie. Is it true that Kiss is on a farewell tour or something like that? I heard that, but I didn't know. Is that true?
Eddie, what happened to Queensryche? Are they still around?
Yeah.
Dude, I wish we should start doing that. Just call into his show every day and just ask the most asinine questions. Hey, Eddie, what's going on with Motley Crue? Just anything.
They got something new coming out. I heard that they might be touring this year. Is that true?
Eddie, you got any Cinderella tour dates? Just fucking hound him with these fucking dumb questions.
That's if you can get through to ask the question.
Why couldn't you? You think that there's like millions of people trying to call in?
I don't know. I mean, you got to get through the screener. You got to get through from the screener.
This guy did.
Yeah, but it was near and dear to Eddie's heart, the UFO thing.
Well, just ask a UFO question to the screener and then ask the dumb question.
Well, that isn't what the screener said you were going to ask.
Well, that's all right. I just thought of it, dude.
Yeah.
Really wanted to know, man. Is LA Gun still out there doing it? Whatever. Pick whoever you interviewed the week before and ask that question.
Right. When are you going to have Tracy and Phil from LA Guns on?
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Just whoever you had on the last week. That would be great.
It boggles the mind. It really does. Eric, UFO, Jesus, I don't know where to begin. Has existed, never stopped. Has made a bunch of great records. Vinnie Moore has been their lead guitarist for, 15, 20 years.
No Shanker, no UFO, pal.
Fake UFO, fake.
I'll never go see them. No Shanker, no UFO.
Yeah, pal.
Made about 4 studio records with him. Paul Raymond died, unfortunately, like a month ago. Neil Carter's back in the band. Phil Mogg announced his retirement from UFO. They just did a huge string of farewell dates in England, currently playing in Europe, and a string of dates, including the pre-party for the mega cruise, announced a while ago here in the U.S. and are coming up very soon. So, Eric, I direct you to something called the Internet, where you should absolutely search for UFO, the band, and you will get all this information and find a date, maybe even coming near you in Detroit, that you can attend and see the great UFO for one last time. Thank you, Eric, for your call and for listening.
And fuck you, Eric.
Yeah. But that is funny, though. I mean, I got to give Eddie props for saying, yeah, there is a thing called the Internet.
Of course.
Yeah, why don't you look that up?
Now, what would be great is if the very next caller said, hey, what's Paul Raymond up to?
No, I heard UFO is touring. Is Paul Raymond still in the band?
Yeah, I loved him.
This is Lane in California. Hi, Lane.
Hi, how are you?
Great, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm calling with my friend Aiden, and we had a question for you.
Okay.
We want to know if you have heard anything about the rumored Van Halen tour, like if anything ever came of that.
No, nothing ever came of that. Did they come to your town?
Yeah, run. Go get your tickets, dude.
I did get an email today about Van Halen.
Okay.
Our good friend Skippy. No, Skippy. Sent an email today. Sent me an email.
Yeah.
And said that looks like Chris could be right. Sounds like Eddie might not be long for this world.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
Yeah. There was a story out there. Again, this is all, who knows how truthful or how factual this is.
Mm-hmm.
Rumors swirl that Eddie Van Halen is very ill and suffering from an unconfirmed illness. Those close to him said, including one particular woman who recently made it a point to visit him for what they fear may be the last time. Sources tell gossip writer A.J. Benza that Van Halen has gotten some visits from his ex-wife Valerie Bertinelli, who split from the 64-year-old rocker in 2002 after 21 years of marriages. Sources say she jumped at the chance to see if there was something she could do to make his day any easier.
Mm-hmm.
She's just the type, warm, loving, compassionate person the source said about Bertinelli, who went on to wed some financier guy.
Mm-hmm.
When she left Eddie, when they were together, she was always cleaning up after him, straightening up his tie, or helping him comb his hair, blah, blah, blah.
Helping him comb his hair?
Yeah, that's what it says.
What's wrong with him? He couldn't comb his own hair?
Well, apparently not.
Okay.
So basically that's the rumor.
All right.
According to AJ Benza.
Well, and he's always a fucking solid lead, so.
He did have that show back in the, what was it, in the 90s into the early 2000s. What was the name of that show he had? The Hollywood.
I just remember from Stern.
What was the Hollywood Tragedies or something? He would tell these Hollywood stories or
True Hollywood Story or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
Look him up real quick. AJ Benza. It was on. It was actually a pretty good show. It was kind of a shorter show, but he would always talk about these tragic stories of actors and people in Hollywood who ended up tragically killed or dismembered or fucked up or something like that.
Benza. Let's see. I just remember him fighting Stuttering John. Didn't he fight Stuttering John?
Yeah, I know that they got into it about something.
Mysteries and Scandals?
That's the one.
Okay.
That was actually a pretty decent show.
Can't say I ever saw it.
I actually enjoyed that show. It's on YouTube. You can watch the episodes.
Okay. I'll have to look for that.
Yeah. Obviously it wasn't as in-depth or detailed. It was sort of like the Cliff Notes of tragic stories of people in Hollywood.
Okay.
But not bad. He did a pretty good job hosting that show. But yeah, it's on YouTube. You can look it up.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
But anyway, that's the rumor from AJ Benza that Eddie Van Halen is not doing so well.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
And say hello to Eric. Eric, you're our first caller. How are you?
Oh, wait a minute. Somehow went back to where... Let's go back to here.
If anything ever came of that.
No, nothing came of it, unfortunately, Lane. I mean, the latest rumor is they may tour next year.
Yeah, Eddie. AJ Benza says no.
But it's the same thing. Every single week, every show I do, people ask me about Van Halen. And there's just...
Really? Every show you do, people ask you about Van Halen?
Every week.
Really? Is that the same one who always asks you every day about Vinnie Vincent?
Same people. They want to know those two things.
All right.
No real news. There really isn't, Lane. I know the fans are desperate for any information at all. They're a band that doesn't talk, doesn't do interviews, just have no idea what's really going on there. So saying anything is speculating, but there was talk about stuff this year, but now, if anything, maybe next year, but we really just don't know. I've heard a lot of different things. I've heard that maybe Eddie Van Halen isn't exactly doing well health-wise. I've heard that maybe they bring Michael Anthony back at some point. Apparently, Wolfgang Van Halen was on a TV show with his mother recently, who, of course, is Valerie Bertinelli. Thank you, Lane, for the call. And they talked about his new record coming out. My mother actually told me this over the weekend.
Oh, my.
Well, breaking news. Eddie Trunk's mother breaks a story.
They tried to talk to Eddie Van Halen and say, hey, Eddie, are you planning on touring next year? And all they got was,
I don't think so. Are you?
I don't know what show Valerie Bertinelli has now, but apparently, according to my mom, Wolfgang Van Halen said that his record was coming out like imminently.
He said what? Imminently?
Imminently.
It's kind of a weird. Okay.
Then we went to Eddie Van Halen. And he said, "Yes, the good monkeys. We want to start singing. I love it."
All right.
Which I haven't heard anything about. I haven't been.
What?
Nobody's told me anything about.
What? What do you mean you haven't heard anything?
Come out soon. Wolfgang in. I'm gonna get him on the show.
Man. When Eddie doesn't know, you know that there's no truth to any of this.
I know. I'm gonna I'm saying Wolfgang 7. It's going great.
All right, thanks, Ed.
Welcome, man. Anytime. And fuck this again.
About that, nobody has released any music from it, so I can't believe that would be the case. I also don't know why he would be doing any sort of press promoting the record unless it is just going to drop and come out like any day.
Is everybody waiting for this or what?
The big Wolfgang Van Halen solo record?
I don't know if anybody's lining up for that or saying, when is that going to come out? God damn it. Stop teasing us.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear that.
I mean, who cares?
Van Halen people will buy it, but nobody's sitting around hoping for that record.
I mean, what would their expectation be?
Brilliance.
Really?
Well, because Eddie has always said that Wolfgang is a better player than he is.
Well, so what?
Yeah, that's his dad. What's he supposed to say?
Yeah.
He's not as good as me. You know, what's he going to say? I mean, come on.
I mean, what would the expectation be for a Wolfgang Van Halen solo record? To go, man, I can't wait to get that because why?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is he some phenomenal guitarist? Is he a great singer? Does anybody know his work?
Well, we saw him with Van Halen.
Okay.
And I think didn't he play some gigs with Mark Tremonti at some point?
I don't know. I
think he did that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just because the name's because it'll be any release that has the words Van Halen on it.
Okay.
That's why. Honestly, that's why.
That's just a dumb reason why.
But no, dude. It's just like it's a dumb reason to go see a fucking shitbag show with shitty David Lee Roth, but people line up to do it. Why? Because they'll say Van Halen on the ticket.
Well, yes and no.
Yes and no?
Yes and no.
David Lee Roth is trash.
I'm not saying he's a good performer or he sounds great, but he does have a body of work that people are familiar with.
Yeah. A broken body of work.
Well, regardless of how good it is or not, the fact remains he has a body of work.
Yeah.
Wolfgang Van Halen has no reputation whatsoever.
Wait a minute. What about Different Kind of Truth? Didn't he play on that?
I don't know, because what I understand is those were just some rehashed songs that they did umpteen years ago.
I thought he played on it.
Well, he may have. I don't know, but point is would you know that was Wolfgang Van Halen playing bass on that?
Yes, of course.
How would you know that?
Because didn't I know it when of course it is Wolfgang Van Halen playing bass.
Okay, but does he stand out as something special on that?
First time I heard it, I was like, fuck, those bass tracks and those backing vocals. That makes it.
Sure.
That makes it. She's the woman. Yeah. That's Wolfie at his finest.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This guy's a talent.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Sad that you didn't.
Fake fan.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
So I really don't know what's going on there. I don't know what the exact release plans are for his record, and...
Well, you better get on the stick and find out for us, Eddie. God damn it. I tune into your show for factual information, so get on it.
Yeah, he's probably sitting by the phone waiting for you, Ed.
Yeah.
Just have a call, Ed to Ed. Hello, Eddie? Yes. What are you doing? I'm looking on the record. What are you doing? Want to hear some of it? be good. I promise it'll be good.
All right, thanks for the call, Ed.
Hey, no good, man. No good.
I think that very much ties into what does or doesn't happen with Van Halen.
Really?
I think they're directly connected.
That's a bold statement.
They're directly connected.
Yeah. Could be that, Wolfgang's part of the current Van Halen lineup or whatever lineup toured last.
Yeah.
And that he's the son of the guitarist. Yeah, they're directly connected.
Yeah, more news for you. If Eddie decided he wanted to tour, guess what's getting canceled? The Wolfie tour. Think I could say that without any thought of any question. No question about it. The Wolfie tour is canceled.
Right.
The Van Halen. Well, should we keep the Wolfie dates or the Van Halen dates? Gee, I don't know. What a boob. Jesus, Ed, come on.
Because unless we hear otherwise, he is also the bass player in Van Halen. And if that guy goes out and starts doing press to promote a solo record, any responsible interviewer is going to ask him about Van Halen.
A responsible interview?
Yeah.
Responsible?
And that leads to the really... that statement right there might be the biggest fucking lie Eddie has ever told.
Oh, my God.
Because any responsible journalist
would
wouldn't ask about Van Halen. They would not ask about Van Halen. They would talk about the project that's on the table.
Oh, my God.
I can promise you, and you know this to be true, the publicist would send you a note saying, he's not talking about Van Halen.
Yeah. We're trying to focus on Wolfie and his release, not Van Halen.
Yeah, they would not want. They don't need promotion of a
legacy act.
Yeah, they need promotion of this record they're trying to sell. They're not going to want Van Halen questions.
Yeah, that's great, kid. What about your dad? How's that going?
So, you got a new record? Well, what's your dad think of it? Does he play on it? What did he think the first time he heard it? Did he help you produce it?
What does Uncle Alex think? Did he play anything on there?
Yeah. Did you play it for David Lee Roth? What did he think? Who's better, you or Michael Anthony, on this record, I mean? I mean, what kind of fucking interview would this be? Any responsible journalist would ask about Van Halen. No, they wouldn't. Any responsible journalist would fucking maybe ask a singular question, but do 15 solid minutes of talking about his record first.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude. We get it. He's in Van Halen. But you know what? That's lazy journalism. That is literally asking fucking, I don't know, John Corabi what it was like the day he got the call to join Motley Crue. Or any of those kind of interviews. What was it like when you met Sebastian Bach there, Rachel? It's like, yeah, that's like 1,000,000 years ago. It's nonsensical. Stop it. You agree or disagree?
And since there's this,
again, that's why I had to laugh because it's just like if this kid was going to go out and do some press,
yeah,
and I agree with you that, the publicists are trying to promote this kid and his record, not the legacy band Van Halen.
Right.
Granted, Van Halen is the name, and of course, that is the most recognizable thing, but that isn't going to help this kid sell his record.
And here's another news flash, Ed. The kid's last name is all the more press that you need to tie him to Van Halen. People are going to figure out that he's Eddie Van Halen's son by his name, Wolfgang Van Halen. People are going to figure that one out. What a statement from him. And I enjoy his interviews. It's like, good Lord. Really? So, Phil, what was it like when you joined Pantera? Did you know Terry Glaze? Can you imagine asking that question to Anselmo now? What did you think of Terry Glaze? Jeez, oh man. Move on, dude.
Seemingly gag order on anyone saying anything about Van Halen, including Roth, by the way, who has done multiple interviews and not even been asked about it, which you got to think is the interviewers being told they can't. It's crazy. I mean, nobody knows what is really going on.
Well, maybe there's nothing to tell.
Maybe there's not anything going on, and that's why nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, maybe there's no tour. Maybe there's no plans. Maybe there's no nothing. Maybe the band is on hiatus. There's nothing to tell.
Maybe the guy is dying, and he's laying at home in bed just trying to die in peace and doesn't want a bunch of fucking paparazzi cocksuckers camped out outside of his house.
Yeah.
Did you ever think of that, Ed? Maybe he just wants to die in peace. Have you thought of that? Jeez.
Well, we're the fans. We have a right to know.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what Eddie wants. He wants TMZ climbing up a fucking tree and throwing a telephoto lens inside his bedroom.
They have an AJ Benza popping up out of a bush.
Yeah. Yelling over. Eddie comes out to look out the window. Hey, Ed, are you okay? I'm fine. Just fine.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
But people constantly ask, and I just don't have any real information to share at this time.
All right. That should be your statement, Ed. I don't know what's going on. Thanks for asking. Move on.
Yeah, so don't call back asking me about Van Halen.
Yeah, you spent 5 minutes pontificating on how much you don't know about what you're talking about.
So after 5 minutes, I'd just like to tell you I have nothing to say.
Yeah, after 5 minutes, I got no information.
Yeah, thanks for your call, though.
I know as much as you do because I use the internet.
Yeah. What? Oh, my God.
This is one of the reasons why I haven't re-upped my Sirius XM. It's because I have no use for this type of programming. I don't. There's so many good podcasts out there available. It's just like, why would I spend money?
Yeah.
Even if it's $5 a month on Sirius XM to get this. And I'm not specifically saying Ed, but just this type of programming.
Well, this is one of the better shows on Sirius XM. Dude, have you watched that Jameson show on Compound?
No, I have not.
I'll just say it the way it is. That's a better show than this.
Okay.
And Jameson was always kind of the other guy. Was always Eddie and Florentine, and then the other guy.
Yeah.
Jameson does a pretty good job. He does a better job than this. He's more knowledgeable. At least he comes off more knowledgeable.
Okay.
I'm not saying Eddie's not knowledgeable. I'm just saying that Jameson seems like he knows the business a little better. Knows the people he's talking to or something a little better. It's actually a pretty good show.
All right. I'll look it up. Take a look.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right.
As soon as I do, I'll let you know, Wayne.
Are you going to call him personally, Ed?
Yeah. Hello, Eddie.
Hi,
Me,
Wayne? This is Ed. Ed Trunk.
Yeah. Who?
I told you once I found out something, I'd give you a call. I'd let you know.
Yeah.
I'm letting you know.
Hey, Wayne.
Guess
what?
I
talked to Eddie. He said no comment.
He didn't say no comment. He said,
I got nothing to say, man. And stop bugging my wife or my son. Not telling them anything either.
Holy shit.
Stop talking to me, Ed. Stop talking to me.
Oh, my God.
I got nothing to say. Don't ask Ross. Don't ask my son. And don't ask my wife.
Oh, man.
No comment. All right, and into Stupidville we go.
Yeah.
I'm sure all the Van Halen people will be hating us.
Of course. The man has demons, man. Yeah. He battled cancer. He's a survivor, and you're making fun.
It's not cool. Make fun of the survivors. Yeah. That's cool. Stop it.
Say hello to Greg, who's in Nashville. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Eddie. Thank you for all you do. You got an awesome show. Now,
what does he do?
Takes calls.
Thank you for all you do.
Answers the phone. Pushes play to play the next UFO song.
Yeah.
Introduces Leonard Skinner to Anthrax.
Thank you for all you do.
Yeah, for all you do. This bud's for you, pal.
Right.
Bonnaroo's out of town. I'm so looking forward to the Exit 111 festival you're bringing.
Yeah, that's the one right there.
He's bringing it to that.
Well, yeah, if Ed wasn't hosting it, it wouldn't happen.
Guess not. Way to go, Eddie.
Yeah, well, I'm not promoting. I mean, I didn't have anything to do with it coming together. I'm just simply hosting it, but I'm excited for it as well, Greg. It's a tremendous lineup. I can't wait for that.
It's a tremendous lineup.
I'll give him credit. He does correct them when they fucking suck his dick a little too much. Jesus God.
Yeah, I'm not bringing it. I'm just hosting it.
You know, we shit on this guy really for no reason.
I
We both like him.
It's just funny, though, because it's just like, dude, you know, come on.
Yeah.
Just be real.
I don't think it's him. I think it's his callers.
Well, of course. The callers are idiots.
Just dumb. Thanks for bringing the festival here.
Yeah.
Where's that Where's that festival?
It was in Tennessee.
So I'm sure Ed was sitting at home and he said, you know what I got to do? I got to book a festival in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Let me get that together. What a fucking dummy. Why would you call and say something so stupid? My God.
Well, because they think Ed is the promoter and he's responsible for everything. It was in Manchester, Tennessee, according to our good friend Brian.
Well, you know, and of course Ed was sitting around his kitchen table, him and his wife, is like, where can we put a show next, darling? How about Manchester, Tennessee? That seems like a good spot, don't you think?
Yeah, it's Silence in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's right. Bring Queensryche in.
Exactly.
If they're still a band, I'll have to check.
Right.
Have to investigate that so that if the fans call, I know. Jeez, oh man.
Now, a buddy of mine sent me a screenshot on Facebook today, said, this is some bad info, said that Exit 111 Fest no longer is deleted, it's canceled, or, you know, I hope that was just a Facebook misprint.
Yeah, I've not heard anything about that. I think that would be big news if something happened, and I would have certainly...
I wasn't even aware it was taking place, let alone getting canceled. It's not big news.
Look, it's not true. I booked the festival, and therefore, it's happening.
I think that'd be big news.
That'd be big news.
I wasn't even aware it existed.
A festival out in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, fucking is canceled, and that'd be huge news.
Of course.
You know, that would be big time story there.
I've heard from the promoters because, like I said, I'm scheduled to host it, so I haven't heard anything along those lines.
Awesome. Hey, I want to invite you to the Dam Festival, too, in Beaver Dam, Kentucky, my hometown. Last year we brought Great White, and this year Night Ranger. Do you think Jack Blades will be with them in July?
I'm going to book a ticket now since you invited me, friend.
I want to invite you down.
I'm going to get myself a fucking ticket immediately.
Yeah, it's not my show or anything. I'm just going to be there, but I'm going to invite you to come.
Thanks for the invite. Do I get a free drink, too? Fuck yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's that show that Don and Jack Russell and Eric Martin and Kip Winger and all them played the acoustic thing a few weeks back.
Yeah, I'm sure Eddie couldn't wait to get there.
Yeah.
As a fan.
You think Jack Blades will be with them?
No.
Oh yeah, well Jack has never not been a Night Ranger, Greg. So you'll absolutely be getting Jack. He's never not been in the band. So absolutely.
I ran into Night Ranger on Fort Walton Beach one night. I went in this bar and there they were. Jack wasn't with three. They were jamming Sister Christian when I walked in the bar, and I said, "This is too cool." This is years back, but I seen the Seven Wishes tour back in the day, and I love me some Night Ranger, Dawn Patrol especially.
Well, all right.
Glad to hear it.
Then I went up and said, "You're Jack Blades," and he goes, "Yeah, you're some random fuck." So glad to meet you.
And just so Eddie is clear, there was a time that he wasn't in Night Ranger. Remember that album Feeding Off the Mojo? Remember we met the singer at the Melodic Rock Fest.
Yeah.
That Moon guy.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is. Greg Moon, Gary Moon,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, we met that guy, but he was there because Jack was not in Night Ranger, at least for that record.
True. Better get your facts straight.
Come on, Ed. Step it up, pal.
All right.
Great band. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate the call, and they are still out there sounding good and playing all over the place, so I'm sure they have plenty more opportunities. But walking into a bar randomly and seeing Night Ranger playing, that's something that could probably only happen in Nashville, where he was calling from. Such a music city with so many musicians that hang out there. And I am way overdue to get there and do some shows from there sometime in the very near future.
He's overdue for it.
Yeah. Translation, if you're promoting the band, give me a call. I'll come out and say, hey, welcome, Night Ranger.
Yeah. Now give me my $5,000. I'm out of here.
He won't get to the end of You Can Still Rock in America. He'll be on a plane.
Yeah. He'll be rocking on down the highway just like the Doobie Brothers.
That's right.
Thank you for the call, but yeah, I've heard nothing about Exit 111 having any issues, or it's still a full go by every measure.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Ed.
Thanks for playing.
Is there a lot of dead air here or what?
I don't know. Maybe that's it.
No, there's more, I think.
I didn't get this far.
No, that must be it then.
That's probably it.
All right. So there you go. There's your Ed Trunk fix for the week.
Yeah, fantastic.
I hope none of those callers are fans of our show.
If they are, stop.
Yeah, if you're that dumb, I don't want you listening.
Yeah, if you listen to him and us, just listen to him.
Yeah.
Please. Uninstall the app from your phone. And,
well, if you're smart enough to even download an app.
Well, they generally have girlfriends or something that could do it for them.
But they can't even use the internet.
Good point. They got a rotary phone in their house.
Wow. Yeah, I think I would have a hard time hosting a show like that and then having those type of callers.
You know how I feel about the calls.
Well, I know you don't like our callers, let alone those.
Our callers. Yeah, and our callers are okay. Those callers, I could tell you how Sunday would go. Sunday, I would call you at noon. I'd be like, dude, moving forward, we're not going to take any more calls.
Can't take calls anymore.
No more calls. No, not just this week, forever. Take that phone dialer, rip it out, run it over with your car. We're not taking any more calls. And if we do, I'm quitting the show. You know that would be me if these were our callers.
Hi, this is John. What's going on, John? Yeah, I'm calling from New York. I was wondering, are you guys ever going to get a show app? Because I'm like a big fan of the show, and I'd like to get an app. Do you guys have one? Are you guys going to get one soon?
No. Click. Just click. Just out.
I listen to every show, and I was just wondering, is there any chance that you guys will be doing like an outing or anything soon that I could come to?
You know, Neely, it's so great to talk to you. I listen to every show. I'm a huge fan. Listen all the time, day and night. Are you a fan of Dawkins?
Wow. Are you familiar with them at all?
Yeah. You ever heard of them before?
Yeah. So I don't recall ever hearing you play any on your show.
Never. Could you maybe try and get one of those guys on? I'm a big fan.
So good.
So bad. Unfortunately, that's the fucking idiots that listen. Not to us, to Ed.
Yeah, I know.
You know, Ed does these interviews. Ed interviews somebody just about every week. And these fucking dumb fucks are still asking questions about him.
Yep.
Ugh, what a bunch of rubes.
Well, that and just being lazy.
That's all it is. Ugh, I just can't take it. Yeah, I couldn't do his show. I would end up getting fired because I would just scream at people. I'd be like, just get off my fucking phone. Too fucking dumb to listen. Don't listen.
Yeah, don't listen to my show. I'm done with you.
Go listen to Jason Ellis or something on another station. Go. Try out Deep Tracks. That sounds more your speed. You know, a bunch of songs nobody's ever heard. Go listen to that, you fucking retard. God.
Oh boy. Well, I gotta give Ed props for showing up and doing a show every day.
Yeah. And he's not taking a lot of shit from these guys. He's trying to be polite. You know, he's trying to be the friendly radio guy, I guess.
Of course. Well, he's got to be.
Which is fine. That's his gig. But, Jesus, God, sometimes you just want to hit him in the head with a brick.
You do. I agree.
You know, and not Ed, his callers. I have no problem with anything Eddie did in that 10-minute segment that you just did. I have no problem with any of that. My problem is the 3 callers or the 4 callers, however many there were. The 600 callers, which is what it felt like. Jesus, what a bunch of dopes. Every call worse than the next. Isn't that every caller was worse than the last one?
They were.
Can you imagine another hour and a half of that? Oh, my God. Eddie must drink incessantly.
All right. I say, since you're talking about getting a drink, I'm thinking about getting one myself.
I am too. Well, I'm cold. It's fucking freezing here.
Yeah, it's only in the 30s here. I haven't turned the heat on yet, but I know it's like 59 in the house.
Let's see on my phone what it is right now. It is, I don't know. What is it? God, I can't work this fucking phone. I'm as bad as the callers.
I think you're going to get rid of that phone soon.
I'll get it. I'll figure it out. It's 39 degrees here.
It's actually warmer here than I thought. It's 48 outside right now.
I'm going to have to go and get me a fucking hoodie. It's fucking cold.
Time for the time and temperature.
Yeah. It's 39 here at 11:33.
Right. All right, I'm going to send this out to you and your frustration with the callers and the hatred for the callers.
All right.
This is probably one of my favorite songs from a solo. And this is our good friend Stephen, oh God, that's great, Piercy with I Can't Take It.
All right, good.
Here it is. It's Stephen Piercy exclusively here.
On your classic metal show.
Hi, this is the original rat bastard, Stephen Piercy. You're listening to the Classic Metal Show.